У нас в гостях Мел Роджерс, глава Британо-Белорусской палаты, бизнесмен, у которого есть бизнес и в Великобритании, и в Беларуси, поэтому мы сейчас можем услышать сравнение. So, hi, Mel.
Good afternoon.
I'm very pleased to welcome you here within our conference. And we will talk now a little bit about what do you do here in Belarus and about business in Great Britain. So please tell us a little bit about what do you do within British-Belarusian Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, good afternoon. I know the British ambassador spoke in 3 different languages. I can speak in English.
Говорит на
I
3
can say
разных языках,
Prahanga.
но я буду говорить на английском. Я могу еще также говорить на уэльском, но для вас будет немножко сложно, поэтому я буду говорить на английском. Белорусско-британская торговая палата была создана примерно 18 лет назад для того, чтобы работать с белорусскими компаниями, которые хотят экспортировать товары на территорию Великобритании, а также для того, чтобы предоставить британским компаниям, британским инвесторам более свободный и легкий доступ на белорусский рынок. А также для того, потому что на самом деле довольно сложно найти людей, которые хотят инвестировать, и найти людей, которые хотят продавать. Например, 2 недели назад 2 британских инвестора пришли в Беларусь для того, чтобы начать 2 бизнеса в сфере здравоохранения. По сути, у нас второй по развитости рынок в европейских странах и один из самых развитых в странах G7. G7. Именно поэтому Белорусская торговая палата заинтересована в том, чтобы белорусы продавали свои товары на территории Великобритании, и также в том, чтобы британские инвесторы приходили в Беларусь. Не могли бы вы нам просто рассказать, сколько она уже существует, эта палата? Британская белорусская торговая палата была установлена в Великобритании 5 лет назад, и мы перешли в Минск в августе, примерно 15-16 месяцев назад. Вот мы здесь говорили про Mountain Hops. Если вы придете сюда в 5-6 часов вечера в понедельник.
That wasn't left with much enthusiasm. I'll say it again. Anybody can buy me a drink. I don't have any problems with whatever sex you are. If there's a woman wants to buy, you're all right. It's a networking event where we can talk to people with like-minded, people who are Belarusian, who are in business, people who are British, who are living in Belarus, just to relate, just to talk, just to have a common interest.
Coming back to business, well, the networking is an essential part of business. Can you tell a few words again about the industries to which Belarusian business should pay attention to?
You know, Britain is, I actually did some work here, so it looks almost professional. I won't deny that. GDP by sector is 0.6% agriculture. So if you're making tractors and wanted to sell to the United Kingdom, maybe that's not the best market to look at. Construction is 6.4%. Manufacturing is 14.6%. Services is 78.4%. 78.4%, which is a large percentage. But even though you're talking about 6.4% in construction, it's still a large number. Because in the United Kingdom, the amount of people who export into the United Kingdom is quite a large number. So 6.4% of around $2 trillion is still a big number.
Maybe you can specify which services are the major ones.
You know, services in the United Kingdom, predominantly in the City of London, they may be financial services, they may be insurance services, and consultants. Britain is very strong at consulting, whether you're consulting in construction, whether you're consulting in medical, whether you're consulting in any environment. Britain has an enviable reputation of supplying consultants anywhere in the world. My own business was in steel fabrications. We found no problem finding people who could do steel calculations for America, for China, for Middle East, and be very competent in doing it. So the service industry is driving Britain, but service industry not only drives as far as those elements, lawyers, etc., it also supplies people who serve it in retail environments and things of that nature. So service is more than just professional services.
Well, it means that Britain exports services. So Belarusian companies that provide different kind of services are not going to be very competitive on British market. But what are the segments of UK market where Belarusian companies can be competitive?
Well, I'm going to argue with you here, because I think Belarus can be successful no matter where it goes. You've just got to want to do it. You've got to have the passion to do it, the energy to do it, and the ability to say, I can do it. It doesn't matter. You see, if you're looking at services in the United Kingdom, for me, structural engineering company would provide me with £20,000 worth of structural engineering, and it will be drawn in India. It'll be calculated in Czech Republic. You can compete. There's no reason why you can't compete in every field which is in the United Kingdom. Sure, there are some industries which are easier, but no matter what field you're in, you can be there. Britain is the 8th easiest country in the world to access and to sell into. The 8th easiest. No matter what you're selling, we say, yeah, come on, let's have a look at it. Now, don't say we're going to do business with you, but let's have a look at it. The 8th easiest. That's not my figures, that's the World Bank. So no matter what you're doing. But if you want ease, construction equipment. There are companies I've been to in Belarus who make products for the construction industry. They are excellent. They are better than what is being produced in the United Kingdom. They can be sold either very economically or very profitably in the United Kingdom. Good companies producing excellent quality, but what you have to do is provide good service. You have to keep relating to people. You have to keep giving service 110%. But construction equipment is very good.
Mel, can you give some tips for Belarusian small and medium business, how they can use these opportunities?
Okay. I think it's a guy called Napoleon. I didn't remember him, but I can see a few, Victor probably knows him. He said that Britain was a land of shopkeepers. He didn't mean that we were all selling goods in the corner of the shop. What he was saying is that it's a country of small businesses. And we are a country of small businesses. Small, medium enterprises in Belarus have got no inferiority of dealing with people in Britain. You should and can talk to them. You have products which can be sold. It's not difficult. Sometimes people think it's difficult. It's not. You just have to want to do it. What was the question?
The tips that you can give to Belarusian enterprises?
Look, talk to people. You can go on the web page and go in there, importexport.gov.uk, and it will tell you everything you need to know about any importation taxes or any goods which are not acceptable or any products which would say, okay, we're not too keen to import because the importation tax is high. But we are importing products from China, 9%. We're importing products from USA, 6.4%. Why not from Belarus? It's a lot further to transport from China to Britain and America to Britain than it is from Belarus there. You just need to have to maybe take away some of the problems that you have in your head and think it's difficult, but it's not.
Maybe the reason is the price.
Hey?
In China, it's cheaper. Maybe that's why.
Ah. How many people have been to China? What did you think? My impression of China was it's great if you're manufacturing a product that somebody else has designed. Other companies, not quite so good. Products, not very good quality. Unfortunately, I found a lot of people in China were quite lazy. I don't know if you found that as well. Belarus has got every opportunity. You're closer than China. Your labor rates are comparable with China. Come on. We want to buy from you.
Maybe there is nothing to say. Just come and work.
Listen, it's never easy. My company made staircases, and we were a small village about 12 kilometers from the city of Cardiff. Many of my people working was let's look at this. And then we said, we're going to work in London. Wow, we're going to work in London. And then you say, okay, now we got some work in Dublin. Dublin, that's overseas. Yeah, we go to. Then the next thing, we got work in Germany. Germany, that's abroad. Yeah, okay. We ended up being the preferred supplier for Bill Gates' home, for Paul Allen's home, and a guy called Chris Larson, who was the fourth or fifth guy into Microsoft, to build staircases for their home. There's no doubt in my mind that American companies had every ability to make staircases as good as we could make it. And they could make them as cheap as we could make them, or as expensive as we can make them. But you have to go and try to do the business. You won't be successful in every opportunity, but I just want to see Belarusian people say, gentlemen, we're from Belarus. We have a great history of producing excellent engineering products. We have a great history of IT, and we have a great history of being good people. We'll support you, and we'll do good business with you. No? Yeah?
Yes. Maybe to finish the conversation and to go to the Q&A session, maybe can you give us a short, brief success story as a head of Belarusian British Chamber of Commerce about Belarusian business going to the British market?
No. Yeah, it's very difficult to put those things. Well, what I can tell you is this. I met a guy maybe 6 months ago. He's from Mogilo. But he went to work in London as a student, after being a student, to work with a company which hired chartered jets to business people to fly around the world. And then he learned the mechanics of how to do it. And with another Belarusian guy, they started their own charter hire business. So they are one of the leading suppliers now of personal jets for business people who want to fly from Moscow to London, London to Kiev, or whatever they want to be, but can't be bothered to wait like the rest of us do at an airport. But they're successful. They're Belarusian. We've worked with them in integrating and relating them to some people we have contacts with. But look, the important thing is you try. Just knock on the door and say, we're from Belarus, the company is whatever it is, we know you buy, let's do business. It is. I mean, that sounds simplistic, but I don't know any other way to do it. I mean, why the hell did my company from nowhere do work in Seattle? Only because we said, we can do it. I challenge you to be the small, medium enterprises of Belarus, and in Britain, something like 52% of all of public sector income is derived from small, medium enterprises. I challenge you guys to be the bellwether and the drivers of the economy of Belarus.
Well, Thanks a lot for such a great inspiration. I think that everybody is just so eager to go now and work and go to the British market. Maybe some questions to Mel?
Okay. Here we are, we're back.
What do you think? What the most obstacles that prevent to be successful here in Belarus and abroad for companies? Your personal point of view. You already mentioned some kind of problems in our head, right? But maybe some reason that it's going to be inspirational and challenging for all people in Belarus. Thank you so much. And what the strongest and weak sides actually in Belarus that prevent or may help to be successful abroad?
Everybody needs help. Everybody sometimes needs luck. You know, to a certain extent, we did a good job, and that's what people like Bill Gates wouldn't spend money with us because I got blue eyes. They did it because somebody else said it's a good company. You know, Belarus has every opportunity to do things. Just don't be frightened to do it. Don't be frightened to do it. But here's one area that you need to look at. I was talking to somebody downstairs earlier. One of the areas is that you need to learn the language of commerce, which is English. And not only you guys, but people in your businesses. Because one of the problems with the company I was talking to was that they made presentations in Britain, but nobody called them back. And sometimes it's because the British can be very negative and frightened to call because they can't speak Russian. And we are lazy because the rest of the world can speak English. We don't even try to learn anything else. It's important, not necessarily for you guys, but the person who answers the telephone to have some understanding of English and to have more than 3 or 4 people who can actually pass a message on and try to get a response. But the most important thing to sell in Britain is that you respond. If you get an inquiry, respond. Very important guy in Belarus asked me one day, what's the most important thing? I said, you have to respond. He said, great, send me an email tomorrow. I did. I'm still waiting for a reply. And that's serious. That's 7 months ago. Then I saw him a couple of months ago. He said, I've been very busy. I said, it takes 2 minutes to answer an email. You have to keep communicating with people. And sometimes you have to say thank you, even if you didn't get the business. You have to say, listen, thank you for the opportunity. I hope it's okay. If there's anything more, I'll talk you out. Okay, pleasure.
Okay, maybe one more question, if there is one.
Nope, good.
So we can continue our discussion later in Molten Hops. We wait for everybody there at 7. So thank you, Mel, for coming and for sharing your opinion.
And if you do want to export and you want advice, come and talk to us. It's free. We don't charge at the British-Belarus Chamber of Commerce just for somebody to say, go in this direction or go in this direction. But you have to build relationships.
Thank you.
Спасибо большое.